Ni hao YouTube, this is Yan. If you have watched my previous videos, probably you know that I am on my longest way back home from Europe to China. I have been on the road for over 5 months now, and I've just finished my trip in Oman. According to the original plan, I will visit altogether 12 different countries before going back to China, and my next step would be Central Asia countries. However, I'm going to have a major change in my plan. I'm going to tell you why I made those changes and what I am going to do for the next. There are two major reasons for the change. First of all, I really want to enter China at the beginning of November because I haven't been home for so long. I really miss my family, and I know that this trip can go on forever because traveling has always been very inspiring. But I still have a lot of countries on the list, all the Central Asia countries, Cambodia and Vietnam. So I have only 1 month left, and I really have to cut some of the destinations. The second reason is that I just found that Vietnam don't give tourist visa to Chinese passport. I know that Vietnam has opened its borders and tourists from other countries can apply for a visa to enter Vietnam, but however, maybe because of COVID, they don't give visa, tourist visa to Chinese citizens. So I have to find another country or another place to enter China. After some consideration, I decided to drop all the Central Asia countries, although I've already got the visa. But right now the flight to Central Asia is insanely expensive, and since all the countries in Central Asia, they are quite big, it will take a really long time before I can finish all those countries. So perhaps I'm going to have another season for the Central Asia countries. And also I've decided to enter China through Hong Kong by flight because crossing the land border seems difficult because China has locked its border crossing with many of the neighboring countries. I know that the Vietnamese border is open, but for all the other countries, the information is hard to get, and there's a lot of uncertainties about the visa, etc. And in comparison, going back to China through Hong Kong is the easiest. And I want to be safe, and I want to be back home by November. So I have about 1 month's time left, which would be possible for me to visit 2 or 3 countries. I just chose the ones with easier visa process. So I'm going to visit first of all Nepal, Malaysia, and then maybe Brunei, and then through Hong Kong to mainland China. So in other words, this show will be soon over, but when I'm back in China, I really want to make videos about traveling in China and tell the stories of Chinese places, Chinese culture. That was actually my original plan. So this longest way back home from Europe to China is just a prelude. The name of my next season is called Mainland China, and it will be a 2 years long project. I know that many of you have tried Chinese food, heard about the cliches about Chinese people, or have been to China already. But in my opinion, I found many of the ideas about China is related to politics. Very few or little is known about Chinese culture, places, people, and even the food, because what I've tried outside China, the Chinese food, is only maybe 10% of what we have in China. And since it's a big country, from the north to the south, from the east to the west, everything changes. The climate, landscape, people, language, food. And also because we are a big country with a very long history, there are lots of interesting things to see. So that's going to be my plan, the next big project. And by the end of the video, I want to say thanks for your support. I really appreciate that. And see you next time.